City. I just said New Mexico. Oh my goodness. Starting this one off great. Mexico City. One of the fights on here is Daniel Zellhuber against Francisco Prada. And I've been taking a look at Zellhuber today, and I'm not super high on him, but there's a lot of things to like. You know, he's got some things. So I can remember a couple fights a couple of his previous fights, and I went back and rewatched him, and then I watched some of his other stuff. He was in Icon, he was in Combat down South America, he was in Lux. So I went and looked at he was in a Contender Series, and then he's got a couple fights in the UFC. But he's 14-1, and Prado is 12-1. But I was just taking a quick look at some of his stuff. He's got 7 KOs. He's got 3 subs and 5 first-round finishes. I mean, that's not bad. This kid's only 24 years old. You got to put that in there. That's it's not bad. You know, I mean, you got that whole conversation about Volk and being too old and all this other stuff. So you're talking about 35 at that point. And, you know, kind of the rule is you get to your late 20s, if you started earlier enough, you can really be pretty good. Ilia Topuria is 27. You know, that's pretty rare. That's kind of the new wave of guys because they started younger. Topuria started at 5. So, you know, older guys didn't start that early, or they just did like some taekwondo. They didn't really do anything at a serious level, just messing around kind of thing. You get your white belt, whatever. You know, by the time you get into your early 30s, that's where you get the real, like, accomplished guys. Then they get to their sort of mid-30s, and by 37 up to maybe at the latest around 39, 40, they're pretty much done. So you look at Zellhuber, he's 14-1, had some pretty good fights, got a couple of them in the UFC, and he's only 24. That's good. I mean, he's got room to really learn his skill set is what I'm trying to say. You know, like Rosas Jr. is another good example. Look at the dude's doing a good job. What is he, like 20 now? 19? 20? Whoa, you know? So, I mean, that's the new way it's coming. But there's some things in here that I was looking at. Half his wins are by KO. Not bad. For 14 wins, 7 of them. So 7 wins by knockout, 3 by submission, 5 first-round finishes. That's not bad for a young guy. You know, he's mostly striking when he's standing and aiming at the head. So, I mean, he's a real kind of stand-up guy. If you look at the stats, you see that that's the majority of it, standing 84%. But takedown defense, 94%. Now, it's not like I saw anything that were like serious guys trying to take him down. I might have missed one. I didn't watch all of his fights. You know, it's possible some of those guys were pretty decent, but that's a good number for a guy with 14 fights. That's a real good number for a guy with 14 fights. You know, we'll see as time goes on in the UFC, you know, but I don't know. Last part, he's 6'1", 77-inch reach, and 43.5 leg reach. So he's long, man. He's real long. And, you know, if you're going to be a good striker, you definitely want to be long, especially for your division. You always want to be the longer guy, faster guy, longer guy. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on him.